from Southern Maryland's weather leader. This is a JB Weather Alert.
Hello and good evening. I'm Forecaster John Bordash with you here in the JB Weather Center right around 6:10 to give you a live update. We do now have brand new severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for parts of the area, and we're going to dissect this all one by one. I will start with everywhere shaded in pink, so that includes almost the entire state of Maryland and much of northern Virginia is under a severe thunderstorm watch. That goes until 10 o'clock. These areas here shaded in orange. So this is going to be really almost now all of Anne Arundel County, northern parts of Calvert County, Prince Frederick points north, northern parts of Charles County, really looking at Waldorf, and then from Hughesville points north, and then almost all of Prince George's County under a severe thunderstorm warning. Now this goes until 7 o'clock. At 6:08, severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from Goddard to near Woodbridge, moving east at 40 miles per hour. The main hazard here, the National Weather Service is now saying, is potential wind gusts upwards of 70 miles per hour and quarter-size hail. This is radar indicated right now. Damaging winds with this storm will cause some trees and large branches to fall. This could injure those outdoors as well as damage homes and vehicles. Roadways may become blocked by these downed trees. Localized power outages are possible, and unsecured light objects could become projectiles. So some locations that could be impacted include, but are not limited to, Waldorf, Bowie, Clinton, Fort Washington, Greenbelt, Forestville, Largo, Coral Hills, Mayo, Shadyside, Chesapeake Beach, Deal, Prince Frederick, Upper Marlboro, South River, Breezy Point, FedEx Field, Road River, Andrews Air Force Base, and Landover. Again, this is going to be that severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 7 o'clock, and the National Weather Service is now highlighting that potential for wind gusts potentially upwards of 70 miles per hour with this storm. Let's go ahead and give this storm a track. Let's see how it is we're looking at with storm timing with this. We're going to take the most severe portion of it. We're moving it here to the east at about 40 miles per hour. And this would be a general look at your storm time. This is going to be looking to move in through the Waldorf area in about the next 5 to 10 minutes or so. Brandywine in about the next 5 or 10 minutes. Pushing into Lothian here in about the next 15 minutes. Annapolis here in about the next 20 to 25 minutes. Huntingtown, 20 to 25 minutes. Parts of Prince Frederick, about 25 to 30 minutes. And then our beaches here right around the next 30 minutes or so as this entire line continues to move here to the east. And as we loop radar here over the last hour, you can see the general look here. And if we just take this down to the last half hour, it really shows you how this is moving here to the east at a pretty good clip and bringing some areas of heavy rain. If we take a look at some of the estimated winds with this storm, let's go ahead, let's take you on over here. Actually, I want to let me come over here. So parts of this storm, so let's take a look up here towards the Bowie area. We're looking at potential winds upwards of 70 to 80 miles per hour. So that would be moving just south of Bowie, just south of Crofton towards Edgewater here. The potential for winds upwards of 60 to 70 miles an hour moving here through the Mitchellville area. And then down here into the Piscataway area, 50 to 60, maybe even 65 mile an hour wind gusts. This will be moving here through parts of Waldorf, Brandywine, Rosaryville, Aquasco, Lower Marlboro, Dunkirk, Huntingtown here very shortly, and it does look like the strongest part of this storm here south of Bowie. This is where radar is estimating potentially winds upwards of 80 miles an hour or so. Here south of Bowie, about across 197, right up along 450 there. This looks to stay just north of 301 for now. It'll cross 3 just south of Crofton, and then push here towards Rivia and Edgewater here just south of Annapolis, it looks like. And then we have another secondary area of stronger winds about to push through the Rosaryville area, and that'll be pushing towards Dunkirk here over the next little bit. Let's take you on over here. Let's take you back towards reflectivity mode. And these brightest colors, these bright pinks here, really do show you where we're looking at some of the strongest wind gusts, those heaviest rains, plenty of lightning as well. Again, looking south of Bowie, we're talking about towards the Mitchellville area, then south of Forestville, pushing towards Upper Marlboro here. over the next little bit, but this isn't the only part to this line. We have this line extending here to the south and east, south of Manassas, south of Warrenton, and this too is pushing east, and this will look to give our southern spots some rain. Now, we've been talking about whether or not this southern part of this line would be able to hold together and form in a way where it could bring our southern zones rain, and it does look like that should be able to happen here, so I would expect that. Probably not for another hour or 2 hours, as it'll take some time to get from northern Virginia on over to our region. But really, our entire region is under this threat of severe weather. For northern areas, it's a more immediate threat. We're talking over the next 45 minutes or so in northern Calvert, northern Charles, PG, and Anne Arundel counties. But outside of that, we have the potential for storms to continue to move through about midnight or so. Let me take you on over towards Futurecast. And you can see how it times things out. Again, crossing those storms right around 6 o'clock and then moving into our region through 7, 8, 9 o'clock. And we could be looking at a few rounds of these storms as they continue to develop behind this main line. If we come back over here towards radar, we can see we have additional storms back out here towards the west near Harrisonburg that are producing a lot of lightning, and this too will need to move through. So we could be talking about a few rounds here, some stronger storms that are going to look to push through our region. So it'll be important to stay weather aware. Again, that severe thunderstorm watch for everyone shaded in pink, that goes until 10 o'clock this evening. And again, we're under that enhanced level 3 risk, and those main threats today are really going to come from damaging winds upwards of 65, maybe even 70 miles per hour. We could be talking about a flash flooding threat as well. That's why the National Weather Service does have our region placed under a flood watch, and this goes until midnight tonight, and that includes Calvert, Charles, St. Mary's, Anne Arundel, PG counties in Maryland, and King George County across the river. And we'll continue to track this, and we'll see how all of this kind of comes together. But again, I would expect most everyone to get into some storm activity throughout the evening. Right now, the northern areas, again, we're talking about Hughesville to about Prince Frederick points north being under the gun now. And then our southern communities, St. Mary's County, southern Calvert County, southern Charles County, really going to look to be under that threat of severe weather as we head through the rest of the evening, likely as we head after sunset or so, after 7 or 8 o'clock. And I think is when we're going to look at storms really start to look to move into that region. So again, let me take you back over here towards Futurecast so you can see how that handles how all this looks to move through. And again, it has that rain continuing to push through our region throughout the evening. So stay weather aware, especially for our northern communities. If we come back over here, what I do want to do is take a look at live William Richmond Inc. radar to see how that is. Actually, sorry, I want to take a look at our traffic cameras and see if we're able to pick up on any of this on the traffic camera network right now. And again, we're taking a look at this really on over towards Mitchellville, along 50 and 301. So I want to see if we can get any good looks here of the rain pushing on in. And it looks like, oh yeah, this would be a great picture to show. So this would be 50 west at Church Road. You could just see the torrential downpours here. Traffic really moving slow here along 50 westbound. It's hard to even see the scene here because the rain is so heavy, really bringing down visibility. We see those flashes of lightning, very frequent multiple flashes of lightning here. This is what those of you in northern Calvert, northern Charles, PG, and Anne Arundel counties need to be aware of as these storms push to the east here at about 40 miles per hour. So this is 50 west at about Church Road. Let me take you back over here. So this is going to be right in the Mitchellville area. And we can see on radar that that's really right in this region where we have some of those brightest radar returns indicating some of that heavy rain. We're looking at that heavy rain pushing into Clinton, through Akakeek, just pushed through Bryan's Road, Marshall Hall. This is nearing Bennsville, Waldorf, Brandywine, Baden, Aquasco. Heads up in Prince Frederick and Huntingtown over the next half hour or so. This will be pushing here in Upper Marlboro very shortly. It's probably starting to rain out there right now. And then pushing into Dunkirk, our beaches, and up towards Shadyside as we push through the next 15 to 20 minutes. Annapolis, Edgewater, this will be pushing in here with some of that heavy rain we just saw over the next 15 minutes or so as these storms continue to push to the east. And as we take a look at the national radar mosaic, we can see that we have even more activity back out here towards the west. This stuff down here in southern West Virginia won't really be a factor we need to look at, but it's this activity, all this lightning in the Harrisonburg area. All of this is pushing to the east. I'll show you the 1 hour radar loop, and you can see that this is really going to all be something we have to deal with here over the next little bit. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning up for parts of Culpeper and Fauquier counties for the southern part of this line as we continue to track it. So stay weather aware, stay safe. I'll be here in the Weather Center continuing to give you updates. You can always access my updates on Facebook, facebook.com/JBWeatherLLC, Twitter @JB_weather, and on the website, jbweather.net, where I am live blogging and also providing live radar updates at jbweather.net/radar. So have a nice and safe one. Keep it tuned right here. If we have any new updates or any new warnings, I'll be back here with you live to give you that update. In the meantime, though, Forecaster John Bordash, have a nice and safe one, and keep it tuned right here for the latest.
Check the forecast anytime online at jbweather.net.